What is up, guys? This is a 2018 Beta Xtrainer 300. No bike I have ever ridden still to this day compares to this 300 Xtrainer. I love this bike. Today, since I'm stuck in the home like a goddamn plague victim because of the coronavirus, and it's 20 degrees out and snowing, I'm just gonna take this time to spruce this bike up. This bike has been used, some would say abused, for the better part of, I guess, well, since 2018, so 2 years. But I need to get this bike ready because some enduro races, the YZ250 shines. Other ones that are actually more enduro-like, that, you know, with rocks and stuff, this bike was made for that. Am I going to be the only one riding a Beta 300 Xtrainer out there? Probably. I have to give up my man card to have this bike, but I love this thing so much. It's perfect for everything. But, you know, since we have time, why not spruce this thing up? Let's take a look at this bike and look at some of the problem areas. I actually have some things on this bike that need to be fixed for sure. Like, there's a fair amount of it. Some of it's cosmetic, some of it's actually like, oh, my fan's broke. We're gonna do it in a way that we don't spend money to do it. Until I get that Trump check, nobody's spending any more money around here. So let's get to it. So guys, not a ton to do on this bike. Now this pipe, you're never going to make this thing look good again. It has been smashed against every rock from here to Utah. So it's a bit of a lost cause. Maybe we could shine it up, throw a new sticker on there, but I don't really give a shit. Most of our problems are just dirt. The thing's dirty. Things need to be greased up. Things need to be cleaned up. These radiators have been dismangled several times. I got a broken fan here. Let's see what else. Most of our problems here are just dirt and grime and stuff that gets slowly neglected over time. I always clean the bike, but you always miss stuff, and that stuff adds up over time. But this fan took a beating, rubs against the fins here. So I'm going to build some bracketry here to replace this part that's busted. If we look here, this is all kinds of not connected anymore. Super gross. The swing arm, it's not as bad as it was 10 minutes ago. I went over it with a Sharpie. Yeah. This is where we're at on this bike. It serves a purpose, and its purpose is to make me better at riding enduro. And it doesn't get treated the way it should. The only money I'm going to spend on this bike are for a couple things. These Fastway handguards are so bent. I've taken them off to try to rebend them back into a shape that makes sense, and it's wonky. So we'll probably throw new handguards on there because these ones are barely on, to be honest with you. They rattle, they come loose, they're garbage. I'm going to build a linkage guard to attach to my plastic factory skid plate. I have some material to do that left over from the YZ250. And basically just some cleaning, man, and some new graphics. So we're going to spend money on new handguards because it needs them, and some sweet graphics. So these graphics are coming off. Maybe a whole license plate would be good too. We might add the other half of a license plate to this bike. So let's do it. Might be the grossest airbox ever. I'm just saying. I'm a bit of an over-oiler, which definitely makes a mess. So I gotta change this. Now, this oil this was changed a couple rides ago. Trust me when I say that, but I oil it so much that it just gets gross, and I gotta stop. I gotta get a control of my oiling problem. Oh, that looks good, man. This whole thing, that's all rim grease from the filter. Oh, I gotta clean this out. Woo! Let's do a little make this fan great again action on this thing. Made this little bracket right here out of some aluminum flat stock, and then just drilled through the shroud and riveted it. So we got a rivet down here. Let me show you. We got a little rivet. Boom. I had to sand it down a little bit so that the fan blades would clear. It's very close. A little bit of aluminum flat stock. Cut it, bend it the way you want. Deburr it. Some rivets. You can do a lot of amazing things. That escalated very quickly. I went from fixing the fan to changing the tire to a little light cleaning to it. Now the bike's almost half torn apart. Hey man, it's starting to feel like a hostage video. I've been stuck in this home for better part of 3 weeks now, I guess. I'm an outside person. I hate being stuck inside. Idle hands, the devil's plaything. Back to sprucing up this beta cross trainer. Now I said that I wasn't going to spend much money, and for the most part that's true. There's a couple things I absolutely had to have for this bike. That it needed new handguards. The fastways that I took off were bent beyond recognition. It was all wonky-eyed because I couldn't get them to bend back straight, and the bike was always like, meh. It was winking at you all the time. Can't have it, okay? I look like a dum-dum out there with my winking bike. I also ordered graphics. I need number plates. This is assuming that the race season starts back up. I hate you, Corona. I hate you so much right now. We're going to get number plates. I'm sure they're going to have some races this year at some point when this thing goes away or we're all dead. Everyone dying is going to be the only thing that makes me place better in these races, so I'm not sure if I should cheer for the coronavirus or not. Of course, it's only going to kill people that are one class above me. Sorry, super seniors and vet. I'm going to enter in your class and take first because you all died from the coronavirus. Sorry, you had a good run. New handguards. Went ahead and went with the Cycra Pro CRM Elite versions. I have Cycra Pro bends on the other bike. These are just the upgraded version, and they're black and awesome and way sturdier than those Fastways are. It gets beat on, man. It gets beat on so bad. And for this bike, I really needed something stout. I'm sick of bending these things. New hand grips, just some half waffles from Pro Taper. Nothing exciting. They're super soft compound. That's what I like. Half waffles. Done. Now, as of last week, I had my 4th popped tube for this year, and it's not even riding season yet. So I broke down, and I'm going to try tubeless for the first time. Anyway, none of this is how to. I'm just going to bust this out, and I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's say you got a little crack. A little crack you got to fix. So this is what I suggest to you. Get something called plastic welder. Here, I'm going to show you. Get some of this, something called plastic welder, okay? Cream color works. If you could find white or whatever color you need, that'd be obviously be better. Get in behind where the crack is. Sand it with some 80 grit or some, some sandpaper. Just sand it up. That way this has something to adhere to, and this will hold really well. I had a couple pieces of plastic that were broken, and as opposed to buying new plastics, why not fix the old plastics? It's not going to come apart. If it breaks, it'll break somewhere else. Probably not right there. Or maybe it will. Who knows? But whatever. It's a good way to be cheap. This bike, I'm just going to, if I ordered plastic, I guarantee I'm going to break it within a few weeks. So, nah, I don't think so. Graphics is going to cover that up. And bing! Made this sweet linkage guard. And it is just bolted, as you can see. I just found some bolts and bolted it to my plastic factory skid plate. It's awesome. I've ridden this bike a little bit in the middle of this refresh, so I have used this and it works great. I have one on my YZ, and this is made out of that HPGV plastic, whatever. I'm going to put a link up in the corner to a video I did where I built one for the YZ. You could buy sheets of this stuff for pretty cheap, and there's usually enough to make quite a, you know, maybe 3 different, you can make 3 different linkage guards out of the material you get when you buy a sheet of it. So it works out great.
Stop the lead.
It's been a long time coming. About 3 months. 3 months of this COVID-19 nonsense to get this bike spruced up, ready to go for the season. There's a lot of things we could have done to make this thing perfect. New plastics, yada, yada, yada. But man, this bike, like I said before, this bike gets used and abused. So we don't want to spend a ton of money just to see it all go to waste off of some rocks or what have you. So some of the things we've done, these Cycra Pro Bend handguards, amazing. Steg pegs, after using these for a little while, I am absolutely a believer. I've always had an issue with my hands falling asleep. This solved that problem finally. After years, I've been struggling to find out how to fix this problem. These decals, my last 2 sets of decals, I customized them myself through MotoCal. I'll leave a link below. Definitely check them out if you're looking for custom graphics. So I picked up some of Chirby's swing arm protection. These things work pretty well as advertised, and they're very cheap. If you haven't gone tubeless yet, I definitely recommend giving it a go. I haven't had a 5th flat tire yet this season, so we'll see. We'll see how they go. They hold air very well. Maybe I got lucky. I haven't had an issue. The only other thing I need to do is I'm probably going to put a new seat cover on this bike very soon. Just keep an eye on the videos. You'll see it. I will go from this seat to an all-black gripper seat. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. We'll see you guys later.